George, welcome to the show.
Hi, Peter. I appreciate you speaking with me, and hopefully I can resolve some issues here today and we'll try to move forward.
Yeah, well, now, first of all, with respect to the NIA, so you told me, and this was something that was repeated to me by another person who is still a little nervous and wants to be nameless, but he said that he was threatened by the members of the NIA that if he went public with any of the information that he had, that if he couldn't prove it, that he would be sued. Now, I understand, did anybody there threaten you with a lawsuit if you publicly spoke about any of your concerns regarding what was going on over there?
When I left NIA because of their first paid promotion, which I just didn't sit right with me as being ethical, they were charging members $1,000 for the premium stock picks before the rest of the members got those, and that's when I terminated our relationship. It was told to me by another YouTuber that did work for NIA Vision Victory that Gerard Adams said he would sue me and get a judgment against me for everything that I had.
So you have been silent about your concerns because you were afraid of their retaliation.
Yeah, and maybe, Peter, I should give you a little bit of background real quick so we get some context. I started YouTubing in 2006, and it was because I lost my job for over 10 years, and I just found it a way to meet people. I got involved in the Ron Paul movement heavily. I was a listener to you, and John Lebed contacted me pretty much after I in the summer of 2008, and he said, would you support my my website if I were to hire you? And I said, okay, that's fine. So it was like, we're talking a couple $100, and I was promoting his website. Well, he got slammed because of his financial arrangements with the pump and dump stock history that he had, and that's when he came up with the idea for Inflation US, and I helped him build a YouTube channel to do that. And at the time, I still gave him the benefit of the doubt, but in hindsight, I'm seeing this whole program for what it truly is.
You also told me when he first met you, the first videos he paid you to make were anti-Peter Schiff videos, correct?
Yeah, even though, and first of all, Gerard Adams is the so-called president of NIA, but everyone needs to understand that John Lebed is really the person behind and orchestrating the entire marketing scheme of NIA. He is 99% creator of all the information in the documentaries and the newsletters. I pretty much wrote Hyperinflation Nation when we first got started, but John has slowly taken almost 100% of the reins of where NIA goes. And at the very beginning, they were really encouraging me to do slam videos against you and against what you're all about. So
Now, why did they want to slam me when they're saying, I mean, so much of the information that they put out in their emails that come out, in their videos, so much of it is my words. It's the things that I'm saying on a whole range of subjects, and they use me in a lot of their videos. So why would they slam me but then adopt all of my my outlooks and philosophies at the same time? What was the motivation for that?
Well, I think what they're really interested in is your following or your audience. It's not so much your beliefs, even though I think they are pretty much libertarian, but to the point of they don't believe in rules, regulations, oversight of any kind. But they just used you as a way to gain notoriety for themselves.
But they wanted to attract. They wanted to attract. You're saying they wanted to attract my audience, people that were Peter Schiff so-called fans. They wanted to get them to read this anti-Peter Schiff stuff by going to their site, and they wanted to capture their name to build a database.
Yeah, and that's what spawned the Peter Schiff is Wrong video in 2008, where they flew me out there and they had a whole video produced and it got a lot of views. and they realized that marketing strategy wasn't the way to go, so they changed gears very quickly, and we started producing Alex Jones-type documentaries, but based upon the financial aspects of
right,
this
to build,
libertarian movement.
They wanted to build a database so they would have people to pump stocks to so that their paid clients could dump them. But what you started talking about this original scam,
ahead,
I wanted to go into this premium service. So what they sold is for $1,000, right? For $1,000, they would give you the name of a penny stock in advance, and then several days later or a week later, they would email out the recommendation to all the other NIA members. Was that basically the plan?
From what I understand, the timing I'm not sure of, but I know that was one of their first ways to monetize the list that they were building.
Yeah, no, so you might not have realized this at the time, but that they violated so many securities laws. I mean, basically what they're doing is they're saying if you're an NIA member and you give us $1,000, we will help you rip off the other NIA members who didn't give us $1,000. This is an internally generated pump and dump scheme where the people who pay $1,000 get the privilege of dumping their shares to the people who don't pay $1,000. So what they violated, this is front running, this is stock manipulation, this is insider trading. Not only is NIA guilty of these things, but they've actually implicated their own members. The people who paid that $1,000 to receive inside information, they're also guilty. They could be charged with a crime. Did you?
Well, I knew something was wrong when they raised $250,000 in one day, and they continued to do that. So I decided at that point that this is not something to be involved in.
And you left, and then did Lebed or did the other guy did they personally threaten you or was this just third hand threats?
No, it was third hand through another YouTuber named Vision Victory. That Gerard Adams said that he would sue me for everything I have and get a judgment against me.
Oh, so he told him to tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically passed on the threat through another source, and you believed it, so you stayed quiet?
Of course.
My allegation is that this is not a genuine recommendation, that they just randomly looked around and said, hey, this is a stock that we like. I'm alleging that they are recommending this stock because they have a financial incentive to do so because somebody paid them. Now, do you think that my allegation is likely to be true or false based on your knowledge of these guys?
I don't know.
I mean,
for 100% sure.
Well, do you think they would recommend a company for free with no financial interest whatsoever?
No, they're making money somehow.
Well, the only way
I've done documentaries with these guys, and they make ungodly amounts of money. I didn't see any of it.
Well, they don't charge for their documentaries, right? They don't charge people to watch them.
No, they don't. They put them out for free.
Do they have
documentaries?
The
documentaries cost a lot to produce. They cost $10,000 to $20,000 per piece just to produce, and they promote them through YouTube using the YouTube promotion feature. They spend at least $30,000 to $40,000 just in promoting and advertising their videos.
Now, do they accept advertising revenue on their site?
No, they don't. When I was doing videos for them, I would accept advertising on some of my personal videos that I did, but on their documentaries they produce, they don't accept any advertising.
All right, so then where would all the money be coming from to produce all these videos, to pay to promote them? If they don't charge anybody, then where are they making their money?
The only way I can explain it is with experiencing these guys. When you start promoting stocks in this way, it looks like it's a license to print money. And these kids are 24, 25 years old. John doesn't drive because he has a personal driver. They fly to every UFC major event and send me pictures with the main fighters in the fights. They go to all the NFL football games. They had a place in Miami for a while. I mean, these guys are living a life that people only dream about. So,
and where did they describe to you the whole idea about promoting stocks? I mean, you told me off the air that they described how the business works. I mean, that's their primary business, right? Stock promotion.
Yes, that's their primary business is stock promotion. They get paid by companies and they sometimes get shares of the stock, and then now they're charging those premiums to their members. But
okay, so
they say they disclose everything in all their emails and all the websites.
Well, in the email blast that I got, they didn't disclose anything about being paid to promote mega precious metals. Now, if they are paid stock promoters, if people pay them to promote stocks, why would they promote mega precious metals for free?
I can't answer that one, Peter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But do you think I'm doing the right thing by publicly criticizing what they're doing and warning people to stay away from these stocks?
Yeah, what they're doing is hurting people, especially if they're not familiar with investing in stocks. I mean, I've lost money that I can't afford to lose investing in stocks. John Lebed himself has told me, don't invest in the promoted stocks. He knows they're losers.
He told you that?
There's many things John and Gerard have told me because I've had personal, intimate contact with them.
Yes.
I mean, I could tell you much more.
See, I've alleged.
John's told me, don't invest in the promoted stocks, George.
Right, because
I've lost money on them.
Yeah, because there's a difference between, and they try to, they show their track record, and they'll show like Newmont Mining or Silver Wheaton or Barrick Gold, and these are stocks that they don't promote, and they'll show these stocks, and they've all gone up, and then they'll use that to create a track record, and then they'll slip in these promoted pump and dump penny stocks, but they won't tell anybody that there's a difference, and they'll hope they'll buy these. Is that how they operate, as far as you can see?
Correct. The horrible thing about this is John and Gerard actually produce some good information in the documentaries and even some of their newsletters, and some of the stock valuations and picks are actually good. And that's what makes it so horrible, is that, that you can't trust 100% of it. People that are intelligent enough to discern through that information, that's fine. This kid, John Lebed, was making $50,000 a day when he was 15, buying stocks in the morning, promoting them, and selling them at lunchtime in the library. I mean, I don't know what kind of damage he's doing at 24, 25. I don't ask.
He's perfected that. I mean, I mentioned it. Someone pointed out that if you go to Wikipedia and look up pump and dump, the first thing they show is Jonathan Lebed. I mean, he's the name that is associated with the pump and dump scheme, almost as if he invented it, but he didn't. But he certainly learned how to apply it, and so that makes perfect sense that they'd want to keep him behind the scenes, given what they're doing. Prior to inflation.us, they still had their Wall Street stock promotion companies. But do you think they tailored their message, that now that they got a group of people that they know is worried about inflation in the U.S. economy and is predisposed to liking gold, did they tailor now their business to actually go after mining companies to promote, because now they've got this database of people who are worried about inflation?
Correct. When they first contacted me, they just saw my view counts, and they wanted to hire me to drive traffic to their website, and that's what I believe they hired Vision Victory for. But as I got to know them and explained to them what the movement was and how, Ron Paul, you, Peter Schiff, Jim Rogers, the whole gold and silver movement, that's when they said, okay, we're going to tap into this. And that's what he's pretty much told me what he does, is he finds out that the hottest thing that's growing, then he starts finding stocks to fit that. And that's his modus operandi. And right now he's on the silver and gold train, and he is harvesting emails of libertarian Peter Schiff followers. I mean, that's basically it in a nutshell.
And then ripping them off with these pump and dump schemes.
Apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, George, hey, thanks for coming on the show and speaking out. And don't worry, I doubt they're going to sue you. They'll sue me before they sue you, because I got a lot of money they can take. All I can say is bring it on, because I will countersue them, and it'll be a very expensive thing. But in the end, I'm sure I'll win, because I've got the truth on my side. Anyway, hey, good luck to you, George. Thanks for being on the show. Apology accepted.